day. I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to be making these cute little shaker envelopes. They are an envelope. We made these with acetate. Now, the acetate that I used in this tutorial, let me show you guys, is this graphics. It's an 8.5 by 11, and the thickness is 0.005, and it's a clear acetate. I did purchase this online on Amazon, so you would be able to find these on Amazon. And the acetate is pretty thin, so it basically kind of folds, and I was able to go ahead and crease it and fold it into this little envelope right here. Then we added some sequins in here, and then we added some little Paris ephemera. Of course, I put an eyelid in here, and then I put a keychain with a little dangle, which is a little Eiffel Tower to go with the theme. And I did these so that I can go ahead and attach these to any kind of like project that I'm doing. If I'm doing maybe like a loaded bag or any kind of project like that, I would be able to go ahead and just hang these on there. Now, I know that they're on an actual keychain. I do realize that, my little crafty monsters, but I really doubt that a recipient could actually use this as a functioning keychain because all of the elements are paper, so basically it would tear. So after, you know, rubbing up against stuff, getting caught on stuff and stuff like that. So I figured that I would just use these to accent any little project that I need to put a little shaker for. So without wasting any more time, because I know you guys want to get down and dirty, let's get down and dirty, boo-boos, and make these little bad boys, and I will see you in a bit. Alrighty then, my little crafty monsters, let's get down and dirty and make these little bad boys. So these are the little clip arts that I purchased from, no, actually I didn't purchase, they were gifted to me from Pixel Paper Prints. I'll go ahead and put her link in the bottom description. I have mentioned her before because I use a lot of her clip art. Those were some sheets that I purchased from Joann's. Those are the ones that I'm going to cut down, and this is the acetate that we will be using to make these little shaker envelopes. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 5.5 by 5.5, and with one sheet of acetate you'll be able to get 2 envelopes. This little envelope is basically going to be a, I believe it's a 3.5 by 4. So yeah, so right here we're just going to go ahead and score it at 2.5 and 2.5 on the opposite direction, I mean the opposite side. Then on the other side you're going to do 2 and 2. So again, we're going to go ahead and score it at 2 inches, and then turn it directly across from that and go ahead and score it at 2 inches again. Then on the next corner, corner B, we're going to go ahead and do 2.5 and 2.5. That'll give you your little envelope. When you're doing envelopes, when you're scoring, you are going to have a score, an A and a B, and the A is the one that's going to be, you know, one side and then directly the other side, and then B will be the opposite sides. And then all I'm doing is I'm just trying to be really careful and cut out those little triangles once you see the score. It's kind of hard. You have to move around the little acetate so you're able to see the little score lines with the glare, and then just go ahead and cut those little bad boys. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold these, and then once I fold these guys, I'm going to go ahead and just round the corners off of the bottom tab, you know, the bottom flap and the top flap, just to make those a little bit more rounder. This is the part where I'm rounding those, and I'm going to do that to both of the little envelopes. But on this one, we're just going to go ahead and score it. I thought that this little pad was going to be able to fit through there, but it's not. So we're not going to be able to use our fuse tool to try it out. So I'm just going to use double-sided tape. So we're going to do the same thing for this little envelope. Go ahead and round the corners and fold all of the score lines, and then we're going to go ahead and add all of our little double-sided tape. And the double-sided tape, don't worry about it. I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, it's going to show. Yeah, it is going to show, guys, but I guarantee you that once you decorate it and put something over it, maybe some flat back pearls or some little bling or something like that, you'll be able to mask that, and you take the focus from that and people won't even notice that. Trust me. And then all the decorations that you put in there, plus all the shakers inside, and if you guys are going to add a little card like I did, then, you know, it's basically all going to hide. So we're going to put scores only on the places that is going to be making contact, and you do not want any of your sequins, or if you add glitter or anything like that, you do not want that to be, you know, falling out. So just make sure that you're putting double-sided tape on the edges that will basically seal the whole entire envelope together. And then you guys are going to see. So then I'm just going to go ahead and take these and put these little bad boys together. So I put them on the bottom of the side flaps, and then I put them on the top of the bottom flap, if that makes any sense. And then so that's going to seal the bottom part. Then we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we put a bunch of double-sided tape all around from beginning to end on the top flap. And then that's going to go ahead and make it even more secure that your sequence won't come out. Right here I'm just going to go ahead and trim anything off to make it all even, because you want it to be even. So right here now I'm just going to go ahead and follow the edge of the top flap all the way across from one end to the other. You definitely want to cover all of those ends, because you don't want none of your sequins to, you know, to stick out or to fall out, is basically what I'm trying to say. So right here I'm just going to go ahead and add all that double-sided tape. I do not recommend you guys use hot glue, because that's just going to be a mess, and I don't recommend you guys use liquid glue, because I don't think that's going to really work. So right here I'm just going to go ahead and get one of those sheets of paper that I purchased from Z Joann's, and we're going to go ahead and cut out the little squares that I'm going to use for the inside of my little envelope. I want a little card to be in there. And so right here we're just going to go ahead and pick it. I wanted to use that little Explorer, but I'm not going to use that. I will be using the Dream, that little bicycle. And then right here we're just going to cut it so that it will basically fit into our envelope. And this one I'm cutting it at 2.5 by 3. So it fit perfect. And then that other little part of that card, I just went ahead and threw it in the back. So right here I'm going to choose this little heart, because I thought it was cute. So we're going to go ahead and cut this down to 3 by 2.5 or 2 3/4. I kept going shorter and shorter. So I mean, really honestly, you could cut whatever size you guys want, as long as it fits into your little envelope. If you want it smaller, you could go ahead and make it smaller. But now we're going to go ahead and add our little sequins. These are little sequins. It's the peacock from Tuesday mornings. We're going to add a few of those little bad boys in there, and then we're going to go ahead and seal this together. And that will secure all of our sequins, and now you have a little shaker envelope. How cute is that, right? So right here, just go ahead and do the same thing, and then just close them up. So now that you guys have these little bad boys done, now all the fun part comes. Now we're just going to go ahead and decorate them. And so we're going to go ahead and fussy cut a bunch of little elements that we want to add onto these little bad boys, and we're also going to add some bling to the back of these little envelopes, and some little flat back pearls as well, because we want to make both of them kind of different. They're gonna have same oh my god, I can't even talk. They're gonna have the same elements, but they're not going to be exactly the same. So you guys are gonna see. And I'm going to use the diamonds on one, and then I'm going to use the flat back pearls on the other. And all I'm going to do is just remember that when you're looking at the back of an envelope, a paper one, you're seeing the whole top flap, and then you just see the bottom flap, you just see like a little bit peeping out from the sides. And so you want to kind of just follow that same pattern, so when you're looking at this, it's going to make it look like a real envelope. And you want to go from the top to the very bottom, and that's what we're going to do right here. So we just added all of the bling just on the edges to cover all of the little double-sided adhesive. And so right here, now you're just going to go ahead and keep doing the same thing, and just add your little bling. This one is the one that we're going to go ahead and add the pearls, because I wanted to make it a little bit different. I didn't want it to be exactly the same. But yes. So we're going to go ahead and use that. So once you finish putting these little flat pack pearls on these, then you are done with the both little envelopes. And then now all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just add all of our little clip arts or whatever it is that you guys want to use in front of these little bad boys. If you guys want to go ahead and use like other types of elements, maybe like paper flowers and stuff like that, like the paper roses that I usually use, or any plastics or anything like that, you guys could basically use whatever it is that you guys want. Right here, this is a clip art that I purchased from Etsy, and I went ahead and I print everything out, and then I just cut it out whenever I need it. This is usually always in a sheet of paper, and I keep these already printed in an envelope in a folder, and so then I just pull them out whenever I need them, and I just cut them down. And so these little poodles are so cute. So all we're really doing is just really fussy cutting, and then we're gonna go ahead and put these little bad boys together. Now it's just really putting these together and layering them, so there really isn't that much to explain. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys listen to some music, and I will see you guys in a bit. back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make these little bad boys right here. These little shaker, little, what are we calling them? I don't even know what we're going to call these, but these are these little shaker guys right here, these little envelopes. I thought they were super cute. Just imagine you can make these any kind of theme to put on any kind of project, because it'll just hang on your project, either a loaded bag or a loaded something, anything loaded that you're doing that you want to add one of these little bad boys to. Just go ahead and add this. These are super easy, and we didn't need a fuse tool. Of course, we just used double-sided tape, and if you guys were worried about the double-sided tape showing, it doesn't really show because we put these little gems on there, and it basically covers it up. So that was the really good part about that. Now, if you do want to use a fuse tool, I don't know if it actually works on actual acetate. I believe that it has to be a plastic a little bit more thinner than that, because the fuse tool isn't hot enough to melt acetate, I believe. So I think in order to melt acetate, how they do like in the professionals in the stores, I think they use like a different kind of heating tool that's a little bit more hotter, and it'll be able to melt and fuse those two plastics together. I don't believe that the fuse tool would, but then again, I wasn't able to because of the fact that I couldn't stick anything in between here so that I wouldn't fuse all three plastics together. Does that make sense? But I mean, if you guys could do it, you guys could do it. And if you make a smaller one than this, then I really would recommend that you guys go with the double-sided tape, because the double-sided tape is what really worked on this little bad boys, and it just it stuck them really good. So they're stuck. They are stuck. And I hope you guys enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that little icon. It's the picture of moi. And then we become BFFFFs, because, you know, BFs is good, but BFFs is even better. And I know you guys want to be my BFF, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, since you're already there, hit the little bell icon so you guys will get notified every time I upload a new video, because you guys do not want to be missing out on these new videos. So hit the little bell icon, and also share and tell a friend, because your friends need to know how fabulous these tutorials are. And that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time, goodbye.